So the heart-centered shamanism that I teach is a traditional shamanism in the sense that we work with the non-physical for healing. And of course, shamanism is the oldest healing tradition on Earth. But one of the things that's most interesting is that shamans are actors. Shamans get people to change their own story. It's a matter of convincing people that things have changed for them and that their reality is now better. So all healing really involves changing your story. What I do is I go directly to people's stories and I say, okay, what's your story about this? Well, this happened to me and I was traumatized and scarred for life, and I do the best I can, but I've got this distress, I just can't quite cope because of what has happened to me. That's a story. So I help them take their story apart, recognize that very often their story has made them a victim, and as long as they're telling a victim story, they're going to hurt. That the only way that they are going to feel good is if they change the story to something that makes them feel good about themselves. That's the key piece here. They feel bad about themselves, they put themselves into a kind of hell. I mean, that's essentially what depression is. That just brings their energy level down because of the story they're telling themselves. Change the story from being a victim to somebody who had some experiences, challenges, and they overcame those challenges. Then they become something of a hero. That makes them feel good about themselves. Same, details, except from a slightly wider perspective that includes overcoming the challenges, feel good about themselves, and they heal. So the essence of this is to help people change how they are looking at their lives to a way that makes them feel good about themselves. And this is the key piece, because until we understand that how we are feeling is a function of how we are treating ourselves, then we're powerless. Once we understand that we can look at our lives, be okay with who we are, recognize that we have in fact overcome a heck of a lot of stuff, and that we are actually pretty cool people for having done that, we can feel good about ourselves, and the healing takes place there. Wonderful story from Jesus. As he walked into Jerusalem, he stopped and said, "Who hath touched my robe?" Well, he whips around and he sees this crippled woman who is starting to heal. And he looks at her and he says, "Thy faith hath made thee whole." She told the story that she would be okay, that she would be healed if she touched his robe. And here she was. She had touched his robe and she was starting to heal. She had created a story and was living the story of healing. And he just said, "What? You did it." So in that same way, each time we tell a story about how we are getting better and better, how we are healing, how we are understanding better who we are, how we are accepting who we are, we heal ourselves. And it is in changing this story that we change our lives. Oh, I should have thought of that.
Okay.